gentlemen, boys, and girls. So today we are going to talk about seal clubbing, seal clubbers. So in the past, not a lot in the past. It's more, I don't know, because now maybe I've got a YouTube channel, and I'm gathering more and more viewers, and I'm still not, you know, a quickie baby or a Klaus Kellerman sized channel, and I may never be. I mean, I just do this for fun. I don't make a penny off it. I just enjoy trying to help you guys decide whether or not a tank is a pile of crap and if it's worth your money or not. And I've noticed more recently now, and it might be because maybe I've got more battles, or like I said, because more people are noticing me because of my videos, but it's irritating when people call you a seal clubber. Oh, you've only got good stats because all you play is tier twos and threes and fours. And well, I'm gonna put a fire extinguisher to that assumption right now. Now, back in the day, and I've got every tank in the game except for some of the artillery, and you can see I've got 538 tanks in my garage. Now, right now it says 96 by 38. That means there's 96 tanks. That is in tier 2 and 3. If I take off tier 3, oh look, now it's 46. Because somebody also said, you don't have every tank in the game. It says 40 whatever, or 100 whatever out of whatever. And I'm like, no, I do. And as you highlight the tiers, oh look at that, magically the number goes up. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but it just gets irritating when you tell somebody something and they blatantly call you a liar, or just they just know they're right. I mean, and I know I've known people like that my whole life. I was in the military for about 11 years, and you meet all sorts of people around the world, and you got those people that no matter what, you could walk out and the sky's blue. It's always been blue. And they're going to say, oh my God, look, the sky's purple. And you'll say, no, it's blue. No, no, it's purple. And they will argue till the day that they die that the sky is purple. So I've got, all the low tiers, and I've never, ever, ever been a seal clubber. When tanks normally come out, I'll take them out, play them a few times, or if I get invited to a platoon with people that are new to the game, they might only have tier 1s, 2s, and 3s, so obviously I've got to team up with them with a tier 1, 2, or 3. So most of my tanks, if you're looking at the numbers right now, which a lot of people, they catch that real quick, they'll pause it and look, and whatever, that's fine, I don't care. My channel is, for the people that actually want to learn how to play the game, learn what tanks are good, what tanks are bad. I'm not here to say I'm better than anybody. I'm no better than anybody. I put my pants on the same way everybody else does, one leg at a time. If you can put them on both legs at a time, show me how. But anyways, like the M2 light tank, that is a very overpowered auto loader tank, fast. And this is the tech tree version of the T2 light tank. So one battle. Yeah, I'm a seal clubber though. Now the T2 light tank, 52 battles. And now you got to remember, I've been playing this game since it came out back in 2010, 2011. So I think 52 battles in over what, 10 years almost. That's not too bad. I wouldn't call myself a seal clubber. And and I'm just, I just want people to quit with the you're a seal clubber shit. It's annoying as hell. I mean, I got tanks I don't even have battles in. BT-2, 0. The T-45. If you look at all these premiums, Tetrarch now, that got 119 battles in that. Um, 2 battles in the T-45, the LTP 11, BTSV. This is one of the real rare, expensive when I got it. Actually, no one in America even had it when I got this thing. I bought a card off of individual over in Russia, and that's how I got this tank. And I only have 34 battles in it. And when I played that, I played it probably most of those battles when I first got it, because everybody's like, "Oh my God, what is that? How do you kill it?" What, and it was fun to see people experience a tank that no one's ever seen before. The SU-76I. This was accidentally sold. It wasn't even supposed to be sold in the U.S. I mean, only a handful of people have this. It is one of the most rare tanks in the game in the NA server. 20 battles, 65% win rate. If I notice something's uh, a steel clubber, aka tank, or something that's super overpowered, a lot of times I won't even play it that much because it's not fun to me to go in there and pound the shit out of somebody and kick them in the face. I mean, it's like kicking somebody in the face and knocking their teeth out when they're down. Why? It's not any fun. 20 battles, and I've had that, geez, well, Pete, I've had that tank. I think they accidentally sold that, like, well, I wasn't out on the road yet, so close to 8, 9 years ago, at least. Um, but I'm just trying to show, just to get people off my back, to prove that I'm not some sort of seal clubber because it's so frickin' annoying. Um, and we'll have some gameplay anyways, just to throw something out there. The B1. Now this one here, I do have a lot of battles in the B2 740F, 160 battles, but that was because mainly the platoon or the not platoon, I'm sorry. The clan I was in at the time when we bought this, a bunch of us bought it, and we just played the living crap out of it. And that was when I was living in a house and would be home for the weekend and play tanks all weekend. And I probably did most of those 160 battles probably within a week. We played the crap out of that thing. But like, I rarely play it now. But the easier way to do this, in the more humane way, I guess, to not bore you to death, is to basically just go to, where are we at here? The World of Tanks SWAT Labs. This breaks it down so you can see everything about my account because, like I said, I just want to show that I'm not any type of SEAL clubber. Like the stats that I have is mainly because of playing your tier 10s, 9s, and 8s, not from playing tier 1, 2s, and 3s. That's a SEAL clubber. I am not. So as you can see, this breaks it down. And we have most of our battles in the German tanks and then USA, well, actually Russian, 76, 79. Yeah, USA and then Russian and then France. And then it goes mainly in heavy tanks. You can see I like my heavy tanks because about over half my battles are in those. And I've got a lot of battles, like 36,000 or something like that. And then it goes up to tank destroyers, yep, and then medium tanks, and then artillery, and then light tanks. I suck in light tanks. That's why you won't see me play much of any light tanks. But right here, if you look, tier 10s, mainly all my battles are, well, not all of them, but a big portion are in tier 10s, and then tier 8s, and then tier 9s, and then tier 7s, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. I've only got totally of all the tanks that I have 295 battles in tier 2s, 466 in tier 3s, 640 in tier 4, 2,108 in tier 5, and the reason it starts picking up in tier 5 and tier 6 is because that's your main tier that you can really make decent credits. You can go out, shoot standard rounds, you can even shoot premium rounds and still make a profit in tier 5 and tier 6. And then your 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. Kind of just basically gets like a pinwheel, gets bigger as it comes around. But you can see my most battles are in tier 10s, 9s, and 8s. Once again, showing that I am not a SEAL clubber. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I shouldn't even have to show this, but it's like I said, it's so flicking annoying. And then also I get people, oh, you've never been in mobsters, you've never been in gangs. Well, this also gives you your clan history. First clan I was ever in, STDR, Super Tank Destroyers, and then Templars, NOI, Alloy, one of your better clans. Um, ZDOS. Some of these I wasn't only in for a little while because I found out that some of the people that were in the clan were idiots, and I wasn't going to be in a clan full of idiots. Mythos, really good clan, really good clan, and I'm probably putting some pokes in here for clans to get you some people here. But Mythos, real good clan. Copra is a pretty good clan. Gangs, that's one of your higher. You got to be a really good player to be in that clan. Fugitive, of course. Fugitive's still around, and they're an awesome frickin' clan. I was in them. Mythos, again, I went back to them. That's how much I liked them, and they were a really good clan. Narwhal, really good clan. Checkmate, really good clan. Mobsters. See, I was in Mobsters. Somebody's like, "You never been in Mobsters?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was." And so here's your proof. Harms, and then AOA and MME. That's who I'm in right now. Um, and then if you look, now your purple, dark purple is super, super, super Unicom. And then you got purple, and then it breaks down to blue, dark blue, light blue, and then green, and I think it's yellow and orange, and then red as you get worse stats in it. So if you look, tier 5, tier 8, tier 2, 8, 5, 3. But if you look at the battles, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 9, I might only take a tank out to do a review on it. I may have never played that tank ever, ever, ever. And I'll take it out just to do a review on it. I'll set it up, take it out, and if that thing is like super overpowered, I'm going to tell you it's a super overpowered tank. Doesn't matter if it's a tier 3, tier 8, tier 9, and I'm going to tell you this is how the tank is. This is how it works, and I may never touch it again, especially if it's super. The more the overpowered tank is, the less I like to play it because I don't like going out there and having um, the meta that oh, you're in a defender and that's all you play, and that's why you do good at tier 8s. No matter what you do, you could take a piece of crap tank that's at tier 10, and somebody's going to say that you're a seal clubber, you only play tier 4s, and oh well, then they see you in that tank, they're like, oh well, you only play that tank because that's a super overpowered tank. So no matter what, somebody always has a way of trying to cut you down. And I hate seeing people do that to people that, especially that just started. That's one thing that really annoys me is, and I've done it myself in the past, but I've caught myself getting a lot better at not doing it because I don't think the win rate, not the win 8, but the win rate should be taken out of the game because your stats are based on 14 other players, how they do. And I'll show you. I'm going to get in the game. I'm going to show you yesterday. Specifically, my win 8 for the end of the day was over 4,000, like almost 5,000. I only had time to play like 5 matches, I think it was. Lost all 5 matches. So my win rate drops because I got 14 other players that have no clue what they're doing. And I don't like it when people message other people or not, or call them out in the middle of a game and say, "You're just a piece. Look at your win rate. Ho ho ho! You're a 43% win rate." Or, well, I think I'm at like I want to say a 51 and a half or 52, maybe 53% win rate. And the more battles you have, the harder it is to get your numbers to go up. If you got, 37, 40, 50, whatever thousand battles, and let's say your win rate is 41%, and a lot of those battles were when you were a new player, didn't know what you were doing, and obviously you're going to be worse than a lot of your other players. And that doesn't help when you have people that are super unicoms that drop down to tier 2s and 3s and 4s and seal club on the new players, and then they can't learn how to play, or they don't have a chance and they get knocked out every game in a row for 20 games, and they're like, screw this game, this sucks. So the super unicoms that go down to tier 2s and 3s and 4s, shame on you because you make people not want to play the game, because why do they want to stay in a game that they can't win? you know People get annoyed and they uninstall a game because they play 20 matches in a row and win 3 out of 20 or 2 out of 20. I've got a really good friend that he is just right on the verge of uninstalling World of Tanks, and I pray he doesn't. Great guy, really good player, but his win rate, he can't get it up because he has the problem of excuse me guys, he has the problem where he gets bad team after bad team after bad team. So his win rate doesn't go up. And he's a good player. He's got good stats in his tanks. Like, I've got tanks that my win rate might only be 30 some percent. And I might only have, let's say, 60, 70 battles in it. And my win rate's only like 30 or 40%. But I'm a super Unicom player in that tank, or a Unicom player in that tank. I do good in it, but I can't get a team every time I play that particular tank. And everybody has one. You just can't seem to win a match in certain tanks. So, God, sorry guys. You can see, um, as we go down, I've got super Unicom stats in a lot of tanks, but not a lot of battles. As they go up and I get more battle, 142, 58, 17, 16. But like here, 1, 1, 3, 4, and that's the WZ-121 FT. I call it the fake tanks. I've only got 4 battles in there, 75% win rate, super Unicom player in that thing. But I don't play it a lot because of the simple fact is it's overpowered. I mean, I could go in there and play this tank over and over and over and over and make my stats just go through the roof. And yeah, I'm going to look like a super Unicom player that plays overpowered tanks only or a Seal Clubber, which again, I am not. I'm sorry, guys. It's just irritating when people call you a Seal Clubber and you know you're not. And I shouldn't even, like I said, have to make a video proving that I'm not. But I just want to show you that I am no different than anybody else when I play the game. And I play mainly tier 10s, 9s, and 8s. And then as we go down, I guess, well, I've got, like I said, we'll just kind of scroll down. You can see that's all Unicom and Super Unicom. And then we'll go back up. This is going back up, starting from, oops, the top. And then we go down and see, going from super, super like Unicom to Unicom down. And I wonder if I can change it. Oh yeah, I can change it up here. And it's still look, so I do good in a lot of my tanks. You can see blue, 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 and then we're down to green is like average. So that means that when you hit green, you're kind of you do good in the tank, but you're not super good. Like your Unicoms or whatever. But that's the Dicker Max AT-15, Object 140, 50 TP. Some of these tanks I might only have 8 battle. Oh, excuse me, that's the tier. 12 battles, 16, 2, like the Turtle Mark 1 that just came out. Really, it's a real good tank, hard to kill. I've only got 2 battles, and I think those were the 2 battles I did for the review in it. And I won one and lost one, 50% win rate. I did 1,804 average damage in that tank. 1570 was my WN8 average between those 2 matches. So some tanks I might not have that good of a WN8 because I've only got 2 matches or 16 or 8 or 1. I just don't have a lot of battles in those tanks yet. But you can see I've got your, green average player. And we're on to, and I got a lot of tanks, so it takes a while to go through these. And then we're averaging all these, all these, all these, all these, and it's going now. It's in light green, so I'm getting worse. And you can see T92, 104 matches, because I did several tank or artillery videos in a row a couple months back, and somebody's like, "Oh my God, all you play is artillery." Well, again, I've had this account for like 10 years, and I've got 30 some thousand battles and only 104 matches in my T92. So, and that's one of the biggest, best artilleries. Beside my, in my mind, I think the Super Conks, uh, your gun carries is better, but to each their own. And we'll slide back up here. Now we're going to start getting into the red stats. Uh-oh, Tank and Trucker's not a good player. So we're still doing, I mean, these aren't bad stats. And you can see, look at this. I mean, 3 battles, 7, 2, 6, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 3. That's, I believe, the tier. Yeah, that's the tier. 21 battles, 9, 3, 12, 10, 2 battles, 11, 1 battle, 11 battles, 18, 3. For one, I got so many damn tanks, I couldn't play half these things if I wanted to. And then now yellow is your below, no, that's just a little bit below average player. But you can see the RHM PZW, that's that tier 10 light tank that is a piece of trash. It's a piece of junk. I've got 3 matches in it. I've only won 1 out of the 3 matches. My average damage was only 1,043 in it. And I basically, oh, it's actually 901. So it's up there. Yeah, it's saying I'm an average player in it. But I won't play that thing, not until they buff up the gun so you can actually penetrate stuff. And you'll see I've got a couple tier 10s, like there's one. EBR 105, I think I got 10 matches in that, and I played probably 2 or 3 of those, and then I let my son play a couple matches in it because he wanted to try it out. And we won half the matches in it, 843 average damage out of those 10 matches. Basically, when I played it, I suck in light tanks and wheeled vehicles. I seem to go out and just get trashed too fast. So and I admitted ever since I started playing the game, I am not a light tank player, and obviously I am not a wheeled tank player, and I don't play them. But you can see my win rate in that 753 because I'm not really that good in your light tanks and wheeled vehicles. And then we get down here, and now we're getting into the below. Oh my goodness, look at that. Cherry. Yes, I do have cherry stats in some of these tanks because, for one, a lot of these might be because I haven't played them since the game came out. The Bison, that's like a tier 3 artillery. I've only got 10 matches in it. I haven't played that thing. Oh my gosh, probably in 8 years. The PZ2, tier 2, 2 matches. Won one, lost one, and again, I haven't played that since probably 9 years ago. PZ35T, same thing. IKV 72, I don't want to say newer, it's been in for a couple of years, but I've only got one match in it, and that's a tier 3. I've got one match in it, won the match, but it's a piece of junk, so 113, I think that's the average damage or whatever, and I got like one kill in it or whatever, but it sucks, and I got a crappy win rate in it, and I'm not going to play. I probably never touch that again. T3 HMC, that one's the overpowered like tank destroyer, I believe, or it used to be a tank destroyer, now it's artillery or something. Tier 2, I've got 21 matches, 38, and I could go through and start playing these now and get those stats up and get rid of them so that there's no cherry stats in my account. But I really don't care, to be honest with you, because I don't like playing lighter tier stuff or small tier stuff. And where are we at here? So artillery, and you'll notice most of them artillery, because I don't like artillery. I think it, well, we know what we think about artillery. But, and you can see this is tier 3, well, if I had a 5 right there, but that was an artillery. Tier 3, tier 4, tier 1, 4, 2, 7, 3, 5. There's a tier 1, SU 14-2, but I've only got 2 matches in it. Tier 1, the LTTB, a light tank. I have no luck in that at all whatsoever. So a lot of these are light tanks or really small tier that I just haven't touched in eons, literally since the game's probably been out. PZ38T. These are all original tanks, pretty much. The A20, PZ38NA, M2, low tractor. I've seen, like the low tractor, as a tier 1, I've got 30 matches in it. I see people that have thousands and thousands of matches in the low tractor because it's actually overpowered for a tier 1. And, they get their stats brought up playing that thing. And what do you call that? ACL Clubber. But anyways, so that'll help you kind of go over and over that just to see that, yeah, I don't seal club at all. And if you break it up this way, wait a minute, isn't that, oh no, here we are, tier 10. Oops. And then you can do it by tier. So tier 10, I got some super unicoms, average. Here's your EBR. Sheridan, again, a light tank. So you can see I really kind of suck in light tanks and your wheeled vehicles. But okay, now let's just go back to World of Tanks. And I was talking about what happened yesterday. So here's my stats for the day. 4,682 WNA I only had 4 matches, I'm sorry. 0 win rate. And this is why I was saying that I wish they would take the win rate out of the game because, like I said, I've got a lot of friends that play the game that are right on the verge of quitting because of the win rate. They're embarrassed. They'll have people call them out in the middle of a match saying, "You suck. You're a noob. You're a cherry player. Look at your win rate. Ha ha ha. That sucks." Well, I mean, they can't help it when they play with 14 other idiots throughout, thousands of matches coming off of just learning how to play the game and just starting to get better and not knowing how to play the game. Then they finally start learning, they're getting better, but then the people that have no clue what they're doing that are buying tier 8 tanks out of the premium shop that their biggest tank in their garage is actually a tier 2 or a tier 3. I wish they would have it set that you cannot buy a tier 8 tank or a 7 or a 6 until you actually have that tank researched in your garage like a tier 7. Then you can go to the premium shop and buy a tier 7. Well, I go to the premium shop and it won't let me buy a tier 8. Well, that's because you have no tier 8s in your garage that are researched in the tech tree. Once you have one researched, that's showing that you can possibly play a tier 8. And then they'll let you buy a tier 8 and then you can play it in the game. great, but they don't. So this player that gets on and plays 3 matches in a tier 2 that are hitting for 10 and 15 damage are like, screw this. They go to the premium shop and see a tier 8 that does 240, 300, 400 average damage, and they're like, woohoo, I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to go dominate this game. And they get out there and they don't have a clue what they're doing, and they just get rolled right over and decimated. And then you got a top tier tank in your match that is out of the game in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, because they didn't know what they were doing. So I wish they would have it set where you can't go buy a defender unless you have a tier 8 tank researched in your garage so that you know what you're doing to get it and play it. See, this is my tomato tank. Got 2 tomatoes in there. But again, 68% win rate, 1,892 average damage per match. I almost got my first mark on it, and I'll probably get a mark on it, and I'll probably quit playing it for quite a while because I have no interest in going and playing a tank that I can just roll over people, and I've got 63 matches in it. But I play this one a lot during, I think, front lines, really, because you can get away with shooting just standard ammo, and it's got good armor, and, you know, everybody, even though it's all tier 8 tanks, seem to like shooting premium ammo. But anyways, that's enough talking about, you know, my account and just kind of proof that I'm not a seal clubber. But anyways, I'll throw some gameplay in here and we'll play something. I don't know what I'm even going to play yet, but we'll try and make it interesting for you just to give you some decent gameplay, and we'll talk about it during the match. So anyways, I hope this kind of lifted the veil of my account that I'm not a uh, seal clubber and I don't play tier 3s and 4s and 5s, and you know my account stats that they're not the best in the world, but they're not the worst, that they are what they are, and I've earned what I've got, that I'm not a seal clubber. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. So anyways, okay, so if you guys want to hang around for a minute, I'll have some gameplay for you. So I will be right back. Alrighty, so here we are on the KV3 on Airfield. I told you I'd play just a match, random tank, and well, I'm going for my second mark on the KV3 at 84, like 84.2%. Basically need like 1%. So not a lot of people play the KV3. Very few people play the KV3. Very few people forget to always reset the sound settings too. God bless America. I'm so sorry, guys. Um, but anyways, yeah, very few people play the KV3. So, um, like I said, all I need is just it's under 1%. So, um, basically, if we do like close to 2,000 damage, we should get our second mark. This thing, it's KV3 hasn't been probably touched since it's been put in the game. They've really, I mean, other than making it HD, they've never done anything to it. It is seriously, it needs some attention for buffing up the gun penetration. Completely sucks. It is nice that it's a 122, so you'll overmatch like your STRV type tank destroyers. You know, anything that's only got like 30 millimeters or less of armor, you'll overmatch. So that's nice. I'm trying to get up into this position where kind of the Soma SM's going. Well, actually he stopped. But I want to get up here and use this rock. You can pop out and take a nice shot here and there. And the only thing you got to be real careful about is popping out and getting tracked. You get tracked there, it can be the end of your game. This is a very risky move that I'm taking right here. Well, I did get hit by the STRVS1, which tells me he's sitting right up here in this bush or this bush. Or this bush. He's up in one of those bushes, I know that much. But we did end up getting up here, so in my mind that little bit of damage was worth it. Well, how much did he get me for? 389. So yeah, 389. I know he's up there somewhere. I got spotted, so I'm thinking he's probably in this bush right here. He could be in that one or that one, but I'm thinking, because I just squeaked out there a little bit, that he's up in that bush to the left. So I want to pop out here and get a shot. And ouch, boy, did that ever frickin' hurt. So we got hit by the STR VS1, the enemy KV3, and almost almost ended up losing it there because of getting tracked and taking a couple hits there. So now we're down to 261, so not the best move on my part, so I need to play it super duper careful. And I see the SP1C up here and the T28 prototypes kind of meandering up the hill. So I'm just trying to get up here to get any kind of damage that I can and kind of play it safe. And then I see, I'm trying to get an aim on the SPIC, and then I see the Tiger 1 setting there, and you can see the aim time on this is just horrendously forever. But we hit the Tiger 1 and knock him down 358 health. And I'm kind of waiting for the arty shells to come flying in. I don't want to poke out here too much, because if I do, well, that can end my game and be back in the garage really quick. The T-28's kind of just setting up in that corner there, and I think to myself, there's nothing lit up here behind me. Maybe I can, you know, try proxy spotting or getting lights on stuff, but you can see this thing turns god-awful slow. Just, it's a heavy tank. It just needs some loving. If they could put a little bit bigger engine in it, or lessen the ground resistances, something to give it a little bit better power to weight, it wouldn't be so bad. But it's just even turning on this thing. But with 261 hit points, I'm a one-shot for pretty much everything on the enemy team, so I got to be super careful. I see the T-28 popping out here. Accuracy on this gun is pretty non-existent, 0.43. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's why I can't get a shot on him. Damn rock's in the way. Can't get a shot on the Tiger 1. He backed down. So my options are to reposition and see if I can get a shot over where the 1357 is. And I thought, well, I get a sliver here. It's showing green and orange, and we bounce. And I probably could have aimed a little bit higher, and yeah, it's still showing orange. So more right there was a green on his when he angled it, but too late. He's backed out of there, so ain't gonna happen. Thought I'd get maybe a shot on the Tiger 1, but he's still back behind the rocks, and the T-28, he's staying behind that area. And I just know the arty rounds are going to start flying in any second, so I'm just trying to keep myself kind of up by the rocks, and then I see him shoot down at the M48 bulldozer tank there. Now, anytime if I pop out here, this is super risky. I'm trying to get a shot here, especially with that tank destroyer possibly up there. But we were able to get a shot into the KV-3 before he turned his gun towards us, and the aim time on this is so bad. I know that he's in the same position that if he aims at me, unless he's got snapshot, you know, I would have been able to get my shot off before he did. Then I see the FE-4202 there, and I'm like, why is that 1357 just not ripping him up? And I can't get my gun down on this enough to get shots on him. The gun to person on this is like -5, I think. And then the arty rounds start flying in, so I'm thinking my lucky stars I'm kind of staying by the rocks, but something was able to get around next to me enough to splash me. It's, well, obviously one of the GW, or the, what are those things called? GW Tiger, GW Panther. Then I saw the IKV-90B, so I thought, well, the STRV's got to be up there. I was trying to come down here to help the SMOA SM. He gets knocked out, and I get stunned again by the GW Panther. And then I saw that 90B, but I know there's an STRV-S1 up there, and there he is, and he just bounced off me. Well, I'll overmatch his armor no matter where I shoot at him, so we're able to plug him and hit him for a pretty good chunk, 356. Well, considering 390 is the average damage on this, that wasn't the best shot in the world, but hey, at least we hit him. Because, like I said, I was just going to snap a shot up in there. Now, I'm thinking to myself, if I were that STRV-S1, I would have backed out of there, knowing that, you know, everybody knows where I'm at. I see the E25, but you can see my dispersion on this just, it stays so gosh darn big as I'm moving my gun that I just can't get it down the reticle small enough to actually even take a shot. And I finally do, and it hits him in the track, and, well, you do what you can. That's, you know. And the Scorpion, I think he thought, you know, I better get my little butt up here and try doing something to get some damage in before the game's over. You know, that's normal of tank destroyers. I was hoping that M48 would have pulled in here. Took another blind shot, saw the dirt fly, so that's telling me the STRVS1 is definitely not in there, so I figure I'm going to push straight across real quick, get behind these guys, and try flanking them. My only concern is if somebody's setting up here in the B90 area. So here I am, sneaky in my super heavy, and I'm coming around, and this is where the aim time kills you. Look at us in the side, aiming, 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 and I shoot the dirt, and he aims and snapshots me. Oh, you gotta love the aim time on some of these tanks. So, I don't know, maybe he's got 100 zillion matches, but somebody ended up taking him out anyways. We go on to just finish rolling over these guys. It was, well, I wouldn't say a romple stomp. I mean, we did end up losing. I think we lose one or two more guys here before the match is over. But yeah, that's the problem when you got the KV3. The aim time on this is so horrendous. I pulled up alongside the enemy KV3 there, and it was shrinking in, shrinking in, shrinking in. Pull the trigger and shoot the dirt right in front of him. It's like, you gotta be flipping kidding me. The Scorpion, I don't know, he might have had premium round, just went through actually the premium round on the Scorpion, I think is heat, so, but his AP round would have been enough to go through the shovel of that anyways. Um, all they got left, though, is a Scorpion, and I'm kind of interested to see where he gets, yeah, I think he might be up there, so I got lucky, yep, there he is. I got lucky he didn't just shoot me, when I was coming around on that KV3 myself. Because he was sitting right up there. And there's my carcass right here. So he could have easily, from where he was, hit me. So I got lucky he didn't shoot me when I just came around the corner. So at least I got the shot off. Unfortunately, it missed. But, oh well, what are you going to do? But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you. So I will be right back. Alrighty. So, I told you that to make up for my boring talk about people accusing me of being a steel clubber, I'd play something kind of special, sort of. Um, and I thought, you know, I am gonna go ahead and play my KV3 and try and get my second mark on it because I was like at like 83 something percent, it's really close. I forgot that they're putting in those double-barreled tanks that are obviously Russian, and it's right after the KV3. So a lot of people are now playing the KV3. So I did that match, and I saw that I did almost 2,000 damage. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I only need like 1%. I mean, I was really super close to getting the second mark. Well, after the match, I look down here. I'm like, minus 13.6%. I did almost, my WN8 was 2,200. I did almost 2,000 damage. I should have got my second gun mark. And then I'm like, ting ching, I forgot. Yeah, because everybody is trying to play the KV3 to save up their experience to get the double barrel Russian guns that are going to be on the tanks that are going to be starting at tier 8 right after this one. So but ton of people are playing the KV3, and I didn't put two and two together just till now. I've been seeing a lot of KV3s in matches, and I didn't think anything about it until after the fact that I'm like, yep, that's what it is. Crap. I mean, we still had a good match, but it just really sucked thinking that, I did that much damage in this thing, and I was bottom tier in a tier 8 match, and I'm thinking definitely got my second mark. Oh, boy, talk about getting bitch slapped. So that really did kind of suck, but yeah, you can see normally if I did that much damage, 1914, that would have been probably a class 1 or even an ace tanker because no one ever plays the KV3, but now everybody's playing it to save up their experience for the dual-barreled heavy tanks that are going to be coming in the game. Gosh darn it all. Thanks, Wargaming. Now I might as well hold off on this to work on that second mark until after they put those double-barreled tanks in the game. Shit. Anyway, so it's a Master Badge Class 3 and a Fire for Effect. We hit the STR, well actually we lit up I believe the 4202 and he got hit for 11. The STRVS1, we hit him one time for 356 and basically just hit him on the top because we overmatched him with our 122. And he hit us once and we bounced 390 upon bouncing it from him. T28, I really, the gun on this really kind of sucks the penetration. Same gun as the IS-6. At tier 7, it's doable if you're top tier, but if you're bottom tier shooting at tier 8s, yeah, 217, yeah, good luck with that. But we hit the T-28 prototype and didn't do anything, but we did spot him, and he got hit for 103 upon the spotting. The AMX M445, we hit him once for 393. The KV3, we hit him one time for 389. And we knocked out his radio operator, and he got hit for 97 upon a spotting. The Tiger 1, we hit him one time for 358, and we knocked out his engine. The E25, we just popped his track off. That little guy was boogieing right along, and the accuracy on this thing is .43. I've got a pretty good crew in this, and I only got it down to a .43, and I believe, yeah, I got gun rammer, gun lane drive, and vents. So, yeah, unfortunately, the dispersion on this really kind of blows. And the T-71DA, we hit him one time for 418, and damage upon a spotting him was 30. Yeah, the spotting on this, I've got a pretty good, yeah, 361. Really not the best. I mean, but this thing is blind as a bat, as a, heavy tank. And most of the perks I had was camo, and I think it's because I took the crew from this, or out of a different tank, and put it in this, because, yeah, concealment 11.27. I think what I need to do is really go through some of my tier 7s and tier 8s. My 9s and 10s, I've got those set up really good. But my 7s and 8s go through and change a lot of my crews around, because a lot of the crews that are in these tanks are from like artillery. And that's why a lot of them have like concealment, um, or repairs for like fixing their track if somebody knocks it off, so you can scoot out of the way real quick. Um, but yeah, that's why a lot of my smaller tier tanks have concealment, because I took them out of the artilleries that I sold. Um, well, when they nerfed artillery way back. And we did second most damage at 1914. Got a base. That's kind of crazy. I'm surprised my experience wasn't a lot better than that. Just due to the fact that I was in a tier 7 and that was a tier 8. Well, I guess it's not bad. It's just like I said, everybody's playing the KV3 now, so it's making the experience that you receive and the mark of excellence that you get on this thing a lot harder to really get a better number, just due to the fact that everybody's playing it. Still not bad. I mean, pretty good results. We did shoot all premium rounds, because the standard round on this is like 165 or something, 175. Yeah, 175, and yeah, good luck penning anything with that. It's not going to happen when you're bottom tier. We shot 10, hit shot 10, hit 7, penetrated 5. I was a little bit surprised at the very end there. I was aiming in at the enemy KV3, aiming in, aiming in, aiming in, because the aim time on this is still dreadfully slow at 2.9 seconds, and that's with a gun lane drive. I don't know. Yeah, it's a Russian tank, so you don't get vertical stabs. I don't think you get vertical stabs on some of the Russian heavies. I never really paid attention, but I believe you don't. Anyways, we did 1,914 damage, distance 300 meters or more, 714. We got hit 5 times, 4 pen, 1 bounced, and we got hit with some splash damage. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that was from artillery. They did kind of hit near us, but did not hit us, thank goodness. Damage blocked with our armor was 390. The armor on this isn't anything spectacular. Even the turret's only 130. So if it's a tier 8, even their standard rounds will go right through your turret. I don't know why I ever really... I think what it was is with the KV3, it was one of my... I don't want to say one of my first, but it was one of the first like heavy tanks as I was going up the line that I was playing, and I did decent in, so I just kept continually playing it. I've got 120 matches in it with a 57% win rate and 1,448. Says 1,448 average damage over that 120 battles, so not too shabby. Damage 6, destroyed 0 damage with our assistance 241. We still walked away with 31,520 credits, but that's because we got a mission there for 50,000 bonus, and then Totaled out at 87, so 30. Yeah, so we would have probably ended up losing 20,000 credits, but like I said, and everybody knows this, I don't play for credits. I play for numbers, experience, marks of excellence, stuff like that. But I was really shocked when I was literally it was at 84 point something percent. Literally, I needed like not even 1%, I think it was, to go up to the second mark. And because everybody's playing this thing now to save up their experience, I went back 13.6% on my mark of excellence. Talk about wanting to cry. I wonder, if I would have not played this, and then after they released the new double barrel guns and everybody quit playing the KV 3 here, if, I waited like a week and then played it, if it would have started off and I would have went up that 1%, or if I still would have went back. Because I think it does it weekly. Every week it like resets on your mark, like the mark of excellence percentage that you go up and stuff. The more people that are playing it, the harder it is to go up, and so on and so forth. So if I would have waited like a week after they released the double barrel guns and people quit playing the KV3, again, if I would have done a match and did this, if I would have actually went up that like half a percent and got my second mark, or if it was still would have went backwards at 13%. I think it would not have gone back like this because it, like I said, it resets weekly. So interesting. What a bummer. But yeah, anyways, if you want to hold on, let's post game stats there, and I will be right back.